Hey there, traders and investors. It's Rod with Powell Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today's a recap for Thursday, May 13th, and we have some breaking news. Binance is under investigation by the Department of Justice and the IRS. So we'll look at that article in just a second. That's going to be the topic of the day today, and some news regarding Elon and Bitcoin that just really ruffled my feathers, for lack of better words. But before we jump into today's video, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. And we'll go over some news and events, and then we'll look at the broader market and some charting and technical analysis. So Binance, and this is breaking news, Binance, the largest exchange by trading volume, is facing money laundering and tax evasion investigations from the U.S. Justice Department and the Internal Revenue Service. And this shouldn't really come as a surprise because we know that that's been kind of rumored about. And we're just seeing a huge crackdown from the U.S. government, right? We have the SEC cracking down on Ripple, trying to sue them for selling illegal securities. And now we're seeing them going after exchanges. We also have Gary Gensler, that is now the SEC chair, that just recently stated that they are going to be, targeting exchanges as, their form of regulation, the next step of that regulation. So again, shouldn't have come as a surprise. And this is personally why I don't leave any of my crypto on exchanges as well, because you just absolutely never know. Elon Musk says Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin, cites environmental concerns. So this, again, just really grinded my gears. I just don't, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, he's a smart dude. How he wouldn't have known this before getting involved is absolute absurdity to me. But the thing that's the most shady and sketchy about everything and greasy about everything is he sold and made a huge profit off of that Bitcoin, and single-handedly caused the price to go up. So you buy it, and then you make a profit and then say, yeah, you know what? Not good enough. Not going to accept payments with it anymore. It's too bad for the environment. And oh yeah, I forgot, I'm running a green electric vehicle company, right? It does not pass the smell test. Let me know in the comments below if that frustrates you or angers you. I try not to get angry by it, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't, boil my blood a little bit. But man, and why look at, and the arguments floating around that it's 75% renewable energy. Well, there's some cryptocurrencies that, are 100% green versus Bitcoin's 75% green. So in the meantime, while we figure it out, we're just going to say F you to the planet, right? That doesn't make any sense to me. And we need to solve the problem like we saw from some of our articles here. I'll share with you in just a second, but CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, basically said that we need to continue. He thinks he's long Bitcoin. He thinks Bitcoin's going to be here for the long run. But Elon Musk said that they're looking into other cryptocurrencies with less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy per transaction. XRP uses way less than 1%. And just taking a look here at some social media articles that have been gaining a lot of attention toward XRP. So can XRP stand to gain from Tesla dumping Bitcoin payments? I think it could, and I think that they all knew that this was the case, and it was just to make a quick buck and at the expense of the rest of the world, right? And the people who are putting their stimulus money in at that, it sickens me really. And how would you need to put that much money, $1.5 billion into Bitcoin, just to figure this out? And then releasing this news just after they sold. Of course, they didn't release this news before they sold. That just wouldn't fly, right? It wouldn't work with their books. So while Tesla waits for Bitcoin to move to renewable energy, the firm will be looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy per transaction. And then Brad Garlinghouse got on Twitter and said, let's not overthink this. Few people have changed the world the way Elon Musk has. No doubt that Bitcoin is here to stay. But denying there is a problem isn't a path to solving it, whether it's through renewables or architectural changes like Ethereum 2.0, proof of stake. Let's keep moving on towards the solution. And it says here that XRP token is 10,000 times more energy efficient. Actually, it's about 57,000 times more efficient. And I wanted to share this with you. You might have already seen this graph before, but I thought it was pretty cool. Shared this to a group as well earlier today, but taking a look at some technical info, we've got 1,500 transactions per second with XRP, and Ripple believes that one day that it will be able to scale to tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. And Bitcoin can only do 7. takes 4 seconds to settle XRP transactions and 60 plus minutes for Bitcoin. Look at the difference in the fees, huge difference, as Ripple's just scary cheap. It's almost nothing. And also XRP has the benefits of smart contracts similar to Ethereum, and decentralized exchange, yes, no. Escrow feature, yes, no. Mining, yes, and then no for XRP. So it's better for the environment. It's greener. It's 57,000 times more energy efficient. And look at that energy consumption per year, 0.01 versus 73.12 tetrawatts. And then look at the general info here, 2012 versus 2009 inception. And Jed McCaleb also founded Stellar Lumen, so XLM. He was the co-creator with David Schwartz, which is the CFO of Ripple. And they are aiming to settle global settlements, cross-currency payments, micropayments, and trading. Trading is the interesting one here. That reminds me of stocks and derivatives. Are we potentially going to be changing the whole financial system? It seems like it very well could. And all of those things that they have marked there would be basically shifting the entire market upside down and basically changing, quote unquote, changing the financial system. So we'll see. Jobless claims coming in with a beat, and that was the lowest we've seen on record since the March lows of 2020. We all know what happened in March 2020. So continuing initial jobless claims, 473,000 versus 490 expected. And last period was 507, which was the lowest. So we have a new record, and nice to see that trending in the right direction. No bubble in commodities, says famed investor Jim Rogers, and I would have to agree. Not seeing any bubble-licious activity in gold or silver or even oil for that matter. Oil is definitely strong and was pulling back a bit today. But we'll look at that in the chart in just a second. Also, Ontario extends stay-at-home order to June 2nd. And a lot of other provinces looking to potentially move on that as well. So we're keeping an eye out for that. Let me know in the comments below if you have any summer renovation projects or projects around the house that you've been putting off due to lumber prices. If so, not looking good. I personally have a deck that I need to build. Been trying to hold off, but maybe by waiting, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot and having to buy at higher prices later. But lumber prices hover below record in wild trading as demand roars. So we'll see. Hopefully things calm down a little bit as in the next few weeks and months. I need to build a deck. So moving over to the crypto space, we are bouncing back here. Bitcoin got back down to its lows here from this Elon Musk news reaction. We got as low as about 46,000. We just went below 47,000 there not too long ago, just a couple hours ago, and it got pretty scary there for a moment, and the rest of the altcoins followed. But the altcoins are bouncing back a bit stronger here than Bitcoin at the moment, which is notable. So Bitcoin is still under 50,000. And monthly consolidation is underway. Doge still pulling back on the daily time frame. So again, told the group members that if I were you and I was in Doge, I would be selling into the SNL skip on Saturday and running for the hills. And then sure enough, from that high, we're down about 50%. And I would have had no FOMO whatsoever. So Bitcoin, that is a nasty sell-off. And monthly consolidation underway. So we broke the low of last month. That's the first time we broke the low and started monthly consolidation since $9,800, which was back in the summertime. So almost a full year of no monthly consolidation. So now the question is do we just see a mini pullback and a monthly bull flag? Do we see a medium pullback to around 35K, which would be EMA 12? Or do we see a fairly significant pullback to around 25K, which would be down around EMA 26? So we still have some levels on the weekly here. EMA 26 on the weekly. That white line sitting at 43,689. So that could be a level as well to target 43,000, 40,000 if we do see further downside from here. But not looking good. And taking a look at SPY, the S&P 500. So we failed to change the hourly trend there into the end of the day. We almost got it. We almost had it, but we didn't see follow through. So little bit of a red flag, not completely game over for the bulls, but we needed to change that hourly trend to mark the temporary bottom here on the daily and start the daily bounce. We didn't break the high of yesterday, so the first thing bulls need to do tomorrow is break the high of the day today, which is at 412.35. If we can do that, we will change the hourly trend and we'll start the bounce and we'll see follow through, then we can be sure that the daily bounce is underway, and we've got a lack of resistance after that all the way up till the all-time highs. So are we going to see SPY do what it does best? And that would be a V-shaped recovery, and the theme of 2020, 2021 for the most part. So the dollar was bouncing today, but pulling back, struggling with EMA 12 and giving itself a little bit of room to attempt a daily trend change. But as we know, if we don't see a daily trend change on the dollar, stocks will continue to remain strong. IWM, daily inside bars. So a lot of inside bars out there today, QQQ, SPY. So we're just watching this tightening range. Oil was consolidating today and confirmed a daily downtrend with a lower high and lower low. So we'll see, there could be more downside in store for oil. And the metals, so we failed to confirm, we negated daily bull flags on silver and gold. And today we're bouncing back nicely, but lost EMA 12, but we ended up holding it and closing above. So we still got about 16 minutes left, but it looks like we're set to close above and still in daily uptrends. So that's the most important factor. XBI was weak today. XLE, weak, daily consolidation. So XLF was strong today, daily inside bar. Looks like we might have broke the high. Yeah, we broke it by about a penny, but not enough to consider that a bounce. But we had most of our sectors today bouncing together, and tech bouncing back, and the healthcare sector up almost 1%. Broke the high of yesterday. So again, the more names that break their highs of yesterday, the more likely that's going to be on the S&P 500 as well. So taking a look at the bull and bear list, we had Riot, NIO, and Coin. We had Xpeng. So the whole EV sector has just been weak, and the blockchain, the blockchain and mining sector for the most part. AMC was up over 35% today, so volatility is back. And congrats to any bulls there. I know a few people in our group were looking at buying some calls, but 35% today, volume is insane. GME and OPK led the bull list. So again, our electric vehicle sector has been weak, and we've been saying now in our group for a while that we've been expecting weakness on Tesla, and we were expecting a drop below $500, saying that we were holding out on any longs until we get to around that area. We did have support at 591, and we close at 571. Next support is 539. And we have a long ways to go, right? We could still drop, well, not that long. We came within about $20 from the low of the day, but still drop another 4%. So just remember, it can always go lower than you think. We are daily oversold, but not quite. We would have been there with the lower wick from today. But we'll see if we get more extreme. And keep in mind, we were just daily oversold not that long ago and didn't really muster too much of a bounce. So this time definitely feels a little different, and I would be skeptical. I would like to see a bounce to $500, these previous tops, and a nice round psychological number. We might even go, trigger a few stop losses around 500. But personally, I can see this dropping to around 480, 475, and I'll be looking to buy the dip for sure. But again, lost some respect from Elon and Tesla after that shady activity with the Bitcoin news. Again, it'd be a completely different story if, they didn't sell Bitcoin right before, and like Tesla only pretty much, they just reported earnings. And the reason why they were able to profit and post a profit was because of that Bitcoin sale. They probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for the Bitcoin sale. Maybe Elon even knew that, and he said, well, you know what? I can just say that I bought Bitcoin and skyrocket the price, so I'll buy Bitcoin, and then I'll say that I bought it, and then that'll compensate for our lack of numbers in vehicle deliveries. Who knows? So maybe there's a bigger ulterior motive, or there's a big master plan. Who knows? Not going to get too much into conspiracies or the motive behind it, but it's not looking good, and the stock is not responding well. What I think is it probably had a lot of backlash as well from investors and stakeholders in Tesla because we know, Elon isn't exactly, he's pretty impulsive and, he just does things out on a whim, and if he thinks it's a good idea, he don't really give two F's, if you catch my drift, about anybody else or what they think. So I think his advisors basically said, yeah, no, we have to change our stance on this, is ultimately what I think happened. But not before they sold and made a profit at the expense of all those people who were probably injecting stimulus money. And I don't know, I just have very mixed feelings about it. And I think it could have been handled a better way. And again, lost a lot of respect for Elon, but still extremely bullish on the stock. You can't deny it, but still extremely bullish and great outlook for Tesla, in my opinion, one of my top 5 picks for the long term. So going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you a little bit later on for an MJ sector review. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.